So, from Bambinos to Senior X30, John Ratcliffe, the rain continues to pour down. 17 Senior X30 drivers sit on the dummy grid. Here is your starting lineup.
Yeah, just slightly different from the Bambinos to the Senior X30s, ever so slightly. And indeed, you said just before we cut away there, the rain was halting. It seems to have started to pick up again.
It has indeed. But I mean, the one man that is hoping that, well, they're all the drivers, but the driver that we're hoping that can get away clean at the start. He's going to be our pole sitter, the #1 plate, the defending champion, Gus Lawrence for the PF International karting team. Starting alongside him, looking for a record-setting 17th podium in the British Championship is Harry Burgoyne Jr. Sam Shaw and Caden McQueen are on road to
and Smith in behind. Then it's Michael Shin and Christopher Bingham there in 11th and 12th position.
Louis Johnson, Cool, Josh Palfreyman, Kalai Atkins, Alex Duncan and Callum Tanner. Hopefully after his brake failure, now that has been replaced, we will see Callum at the back of the grid. Watch out for Kalai Atkins. And here we go, 17 drivers. This is a 15-minute plus 1 lap heat race. And coming into today, the championship is being led. Oh my word, the conditions are absolutely foul
Drivers
out
getting
there.
a little bit slidey.
It is, but do you know what? These are the most experienced drivers, the most experienced direct drive kart drivers that we have here today. And it's going to be Gus Lawrence, championship leader. Kalai Atkins came into today second in the points, but then lost ground, obviously, in the pre-final. So Harry Burgoyne Jr. will move into P2 in the championship standings. He'll be looking to peg back Gus Lawrence, who has had 3 out of 4 maximum scores so far this season. They come into the tram lines. Lawrence leads them to line. Lights are out. We're off and racing through turn #1, into the mist, into the gloom, into the spray. Lawrence leads the pack of snarling X30s on the brakes through the curve. Are they all going to somehow stay on? Yes, they do. This is going to be 15 nerve-wracking, skill-testing minutes, John Ratcliffe.
I thought you might have spoken too soon there with the amount of standing water on the outside of Spoon there at the top. Impressive that they all kept it on the road. And look at that, the 68 taking back second place. That is Harry Burgoyne Jr. But no, the 142 of Caden McQueen sides down the inside as well. Caden wasn't too happy with Harry Burgoyne Jr.'s start. You saw him flailing his hand up in the air as they got to the tram lines. Wasn't happy with Harry Burgoyne. Who's gone wide there?
Is that Burgoyne Jr.? No, it's the #1. It's the number 23 Mick Barrett racing
Michael
car.
Shin.
That's Michael Shin. Now, I'm not quite sure how much racing in the rain they do in South Korea. I imagine not quite like this. Look at how much progress Kalai Atkins has made. He's gained 2, 4, 6. He's gained about 8 places. He's moved up halfway through the field, and look at the different racing line they're using through turn #2. Gus Lawrence is climbing all over that curve like he's greeting a lost friend.
Exactly, yeah, that's what you've got to do in these conditions to help lock that front right onto the curb and help you drag around the corner so you can keep as much speed up as possible. The 28, that's Josh Palfreyman.
Is it 28 or the 26
Ooh,
of
you might be
Christopher
right.
Bingham? No, actually it was Palfreyman. It was the red and white Jade racing kart of Palfreyman that was going for a rotation, but he gets it back underway. So there is the #6 kart of Sam Shaw for premium karting, chasing Harry Burgoyne Jr. in the #68. There is a difference in lines there, and that wasn't one driver making a mistake. Oh, there's a driver in the background going off at the final corner. And, well, we'll get a name check on who that was. Oh, it was Louis Johnson. Cool. He's up. He's out of the kart. And he is trying to get back in the race. In a race like this, though, the chance of getting maybe a full course caution, like a Wade yellow, so they slow the whole field down, you want to get back in because if you get that, then you'll catch back up. But also, the chance of drivers dropping out in front of you is even greater in these slippery conditions where mistakes are punished.
Exactly, yep. You've got to be in it to win it. You might as well carry on because you don't know what's going to happen ahead of you. So you might as well crack on. And even if it doesn't produce a good result for you, you've got some more wet experience to take into future rounds that then could could cause you to create a win for yourself over a possible second place. So definitely best for him to get back involved in the race and get going once again. But Caden McQueen now sets the fastest lap of the race at 50.60, and he's trying to chase down Gus Lawrence in the lead. Gus Lawrence with about 9/10 of a second over him, but Caden is fully locked on the back of Gus Lawrence's car.
Both of the top two drivers, multiple winners in the British Karting Championship. Marcus Littlewood running in third has yet to earn a first race victory. Burgoyne Jr. again has got multiple race wins, multiple podiums. Sam Shaw's won a race. Kalai Atkins has won at this level. And look at Kalai Atkins up into 6th position. He's got so much online support, has Kalai Atkins, and it seems to be boosting the Jamaican sensation on. James Pashley, a double British champion in TKM Extreme, runs in 7th position. You're thinking about, the numbers aren't as big as they normally are in Senior X30, but the talent level is second to none. It's as good as it's always been. Just look at that, and Kalai Atkins at 50.53. The Crocs, the Mad Croc chassis, love these conditions. McQueen and Atkins, the two Croc promotion teammates, they're not leading, but they're the fastest karts in this race. Lawrence, however, has track position, and guess what? It stopped raining.
It has indeed, once again. Who knows? I mean, we've seen it stop and start a few times today, so we might see it restart in a few minutes. We'll definitely keep an eye on it, and we'll keep you updated as to what's going on. But I don't think the drivers are really going to care whether it's actively raining or not, because look at the standing water, look at the spray off of those tyres. The conditions are difficult enough as it is. They don't need any more precipitation on circuit. But look at this, the 68 all over the back of the 10 then. That's Burgoyne Jr. trying to get on the back of Marcus Littlewood, that is, for 3rd position. And of course those two, and of course the number 6 behind as well as Sam Shaw, all trying to chase down Caden McQueen and Gus Lawrence. But Gus Lawrence has been managing that gap nicely. Was actually a couple of tenths of a second faster than Caden McQueen on that last lap. So maybe just checking over his shoulder, seeing, he's closing a little bit, turning up that wick just ever so slightly.
Jack Nettleship getting that warning flag there for an incident we didn't see on screen. But oh no! Kalai Atkins, the curse of glan-y-gors strikes again for the Jamaican sensation Kalai Atkins. The kart has broken, and Kalai Atkins is out of the race. That will move Pashley into P6, Agambart to 7th, 8th to Nettleship, and up into 9th place, Michael Shin from South Korea into the top 10. Great drive from a driver that probably doesn't have much in the way. If I was that marshal, I wouldn't be turning my back on those karts. I'll tell you that for nothing.
Yes, indeed. It looks like a couple of marshals running over to deal with something up at the top of the hill.
To deal with the fact that Kalai Atkins abandoned kart sitting on the outside of turn number 2.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. Of course, very, very slippery through that right-hander at the top of the hill, so a little bit of a squad where you could be off on the grass, and then if there's a kart there, you don't want to be running into that. So glad to see the marshals here diving straight on that, and of course, our fantastic team being fantastic as always in clearing up the debris there and getting Kalai Atkins to a safe position. But we look back here to the 68 with the 6 behind. The 6 thinks about it down the inside of the final corner and does get it done. Sam Shaw moving up into 4th place, that is.
That will please Big Rob Shaw no end as Sam moves into... Now, one of the things that is great about these wet conditions, the drivers, they use their clear visors. Now, as you can see Marcus Littlewood there, and side by side, Sam Shaw has to give way to Harry Burgoyne Jr. Now, when the karts come down through Devil's Elbow the next time as Shaw fights back, you get a real good close-up view of how these drivers' eyes on steroids.
Oh, no!
Burgoyne and Shaw, it's getting a little bit tasty there. Shaw shaking his head, looking a little bit disgruntled with Harry Burgoyne Jr. there. But as the karts come through this next corner here, look at Shaw's got a iridium visor, but you can almost see the rage in his eyes as he now tries to burn a hole in the back of Harry Burgoyne Jr. as he gives chase. But we're going to have a battle for the race lead very soon, John.
Yeah, it's great. You get to see their race faces in the rain, don't you? Full focus. And of course, in these conditions, you need that full focus. One little dip on the white line, one little bit of blip of throttle, just ever too much of underpower, and you're spinning that car around.
Great car control from Harry Burgoyne Jr. You could see the car, he was literally throwing the car in there. The car is going right, and cart's going left, he's going right, and he's jacking the front wheel up there just to get, Caden McQueen beat beating his chest. He's saying, come on. He's trying to motivate himself. You can see Andrew Salis, the rest of the Croc team there standing to the right of the camera. So as he comes around, he's beating his chest saying, come on, let's go. Maybe Kalai Atkins is walking back there and he's seen his teammate out of the race. He goes, okay, Kalai, I'm going to win this one for both of us. Now, the gap was 9/10 of a second. It's come down to less than 7/10 of a second. 7 minutes to go.
Yeah, plenty of time for this to change. Plenty of time as we've got the 68 as well. Harry Burgoyne Jr. continuing to press on after that bit of a battle with Sam Shaw. I think that's a good way to put it, battle.
And you can see that Burgoyne's line into Spoon Curve is different from everybody else's. Now you can see McQueen moving around the card. There's a battle further back in the pack. That is the fight for 9th place. That's Christopher Bingham in the S8 Racing, number 26. Michael Shin in the number 23 kart. Then we got Callum Tanner, privateer driver in kart 177. And Alistair Cresswell and Alex Duncan. Great fighting. Tanner taking it wide through compression corner in that white, looks like a Jamie Green livery, but it's not. It's a privateer entry. That's just his sponsor logo. Bingham for the S8 Racing team. Well, I've got to say that the S8 Racing team, they're all Sheffield Wednesday fans, and they've all been in very, very good fights recently, and now Christopher Bingham is giving them even more reason to cheer.
Yes, indeed. This little battle is fantastic. Now, we've got Caden McQueen falling down the timing screen. We'll have to double-check whether that's a timing issue or whether he is off the circuit, but we'll assume it's a timing issue for now anyway as we watch this little battle. The 23 still pressuring heavily. That is Michael Shin. He's doing a fantastic job, isn't he? Right in those wheel tracks of the 26 of Bingham ahead. And they're continuing through this second sector of the circuit, 5 of them following line astern. As we said earlier, one little mistake, and it could all change. It could all change between these 5 battling. It's fantastic to see, as you said earlier, through that final sector, the different lines going on, and people trying to find that grip of where it suddenly arises as the track begins to dry out, as it's still not raining here at glan-y-gors. Despite what it might look like on the camera, it isn't actively raining. So the drivers just testing out where those bits of grip can be found and where they can press on and gain that lap time. Caden McQueen, we've just got confirmation that Caden McQueen is out of the race.
Oh no, both had Croc karts, both Croc Promotions entries out of the race. I was going to say, I was hoping we would sneak back and see where Gus Lawrence is to see if McQueen was still behind, because he's come into the pits, engine died. So we said he was beating his chest there and sort of like, psyching himself. Maybe he could sense the kart was developing a miss and a problem, and sadly, you would just... Sometimes karting giveth and sometimes karting taketh away, and it has taken away a lot from Croc Promotions in this final. It does mean, however, that Marcus Littlewood is up in the second place. We've got a lot of people from Mexico. There it is, out of the race, the number 142 kart. We've got a lot of people from Mexico tuning in, from Mateo Garcia. Mateo Garcia, his race is next. People, Mexico City fans, he is up next. But you get to watch this fantastic battle for what is second position. This could be podium number 17 for Harry Burgoyne Jr.
Yep, Burgoyne Jr. just did a beautiful overtake there on Marcus Littlewood. Sent it perfectly down the inside, perfectly weighted on the brakes and got it done. Didn't hold each other up too much, and he continues to press on, does Burgoyne Jr. So after a little bit of a scuffle earlier from Sam Shaw, looked like they could hold each other up, or even take each other out of the race. Continues on now, as you say, looking for once again another podium for Burgoyne Jr. But such a shame for the Croc Promotions guys, and Caden McQueen, that seat now becoming a bucket seat as it fills up with water.
It is indeed, and I'm sort of, in one respect, we've got Anthony Jordan down the pit lane, and I'm kind of glad that Caden's kart was stranded out on the circuit, because I wouldn't want to be Anthony Jordan sticking a microphone under Caden McQueen's nose after that has just happened, or Kalai Atkins for that matter. Commiserations to both them. And there's the number 23 of Michael Shin from South Korea running wide at Carousel. That was Calamity Corner that you were calling, that we were referencing earlier on, John, and it's caught out the driver from South Korea. And look at Alistair Cresswell, but look at number 177. Callum Tanner. That is now up. He's past Chris Bingham. I think Tanner is up into 9th place. A top 10 for the only privateer in the field, while he's got 2 3/4 minutes to hold on to potentially a great result. Lawrence leads by 2.3 seconds from Burgoyne Jr., Littlewood, Shaw, Nettleship, Pashley, Agambar, Alex Duncan, and this battle on your screen now for 9th place, led by Callum Tanner.
Yeah, don't you commentators curse Callum Tanner now. He's having a great race. Oh no, down the inside, just behind. Is that Cresswell trying to force his way through and does get through. Really nice move, to be fair, at the bottom of the hills. You said it's such a tough corner, even when you're by yourself, to get the braking right, but to get it done down the inside, back onto that dry line, still get it stopped and still make the move. That was a really nice one. It just shuffles Tanner back down into 10th. Once again, and there we go, Michael Shin, after that little mistake earlier, is going to think about the move as well into the final corner, and now Tanner gets shuffled back down to 11th, and Shin is back into the top 10.
Indeed he is. Time ticking away. Less than 2 minutes to go. There is Sam Shaw in the number 6 premium karting entry, running in 4th position. And he has got a little bit of work to do. He's got 1.5 seconds to make up to catch Marcus Littlewood. We have got 5 different teams in the first 5 positions. PF International running in P1, Mick Barrett Racing in P2, the Jade Racing team in P3. In P4 we got Premium Karting. In P5 you're looking at him now, number 75, Jack Nettleship for the MDL Motorsport team, Mark and Dave Litchfield Motorsport. Then you've got Pashley in 6th, Agambar 7th, Duncan 8th, Cresswell 9th, Shin in 10th, Bingham 11th, Tanner down to 12th, Palfreyman, Johnson, Cool and William Smith, the remaining runners. Into the carousel, over that curb. He's trying to use that curb to rotate the kart. Now up the hill, oh, he's given that kart some abuse, is Jack Nettleship, but that's the quickest way around this circuit in the rain.
Yeah, it's ridiculous how much those curbs do help you grip up in the middle of the corner, really assist, but of course, you notice as well through the final corner, they don't get anywhere near that curb. That curb is far too big. If you go over that, it could break something for one, yes, or it could throw your slide so much you get squirrely on the exit and you can't get the power down. So that one, they're staying away from. The more easily to get up on curbs, they're all over them to use them for the grip. However, the 68 Burgoyne Jr., he's looked quick, and he does, visually anyway, look to be closing in on Gus Lawrence, but the timer has just ticked to 0.
As Lawrence there, so we'll cover the last lap of the race for you, but I want to very quickly say buenos dias to everybody in Mexico. We've got a whole flood of comments on the live chat. Mateo Garcia's race is next. Okay, so good morning to Mexico, buenos dias, hola. Mateo Garcia is next. Now, back to the last lap of this race. Mexico, you're about to watch the best in Britain.
Yes, indeed. Gus Lawrence, so quick. He's managed this race fantastically. And fair enough, Phil Scott, you've reminded us, Burgoyne Jr. does have a 5-second penalty from early on in this race. So even if he is able to catch Gus Lawrence on this last lap, which I highly doubt, considering how quick Gus Lawrence has been, Harry Burgoyne will drop 5 seconds. That could actually drop him out of the podium. That
could stop him from adding to his already record-setting 16 British Championship podium finishes. In fact, I think it will. He's got to make up about 2 seconds in this lap alone. But Gus Lawrence, it took him a long while. It was a 3-year victory drought for Gus Lawrence. He ended it. Oh no, that is the number 6. That's William Smith out of the race. But Gus Lawrence, he makes it 2 wins out of 2 in 2023. No celebration for Burgoyne, and it's going to be a best career result for Marcus Littlewood. P2 for the Jade Racing team. Sam Shaw makes it on the podium for Premium Karting in 3rd. And looking down, Harry Burgoyne Jr. will finish 4th after his penalty has been applied. 5th for Jack Nettleship, James Pashley, that's his best Senior X30 finish in 6th position. Josh Agambar and Alex Duncan next. But, okay, John Ratcliffe, quickly, try and summarise that race. First of all, you've got Gus Lawrence celebrating. He's celebrating because he's seen 2 of his nearest championship rivals, Kalai Atkins and Caden McQueen, fail to finish.
Exactly, it's a perfect race for him. He did everything he could do, get out in front, manage it well, win the race, and then also to look over and see my closest rivals haven't even made it to the finish. They're not going to get any points. That's fantastic for my championship challenge, so that's why he was probably celebrating so much over the line. Great to see.
Yes, indeed. So there is a rundown of the remaining finishes. As you can see, quite spread out. Such are the conditions here in North Wales. For those of you watching in Mexico, this is País de Gales, Wales, the land of the gods. They don't know me. They don't know I'm Welsh. I can say that. Here is a look at the results. Burgoyne Jr. second on the road, plus 5 seconds for that penalty, so that will move him down to 4th position. Marcus Littlewood in P2. Sam Shaw third. Great podiums for Littlewood and Shaw. Shaw, after a tough day yesterday. His mum Jo has been commenting in, nobody drove over Sam this time. Harry Burgoyne Jr. had a little go of it, but he didn't. And Sam finishes on the podium. Burgoyne Jr. in 4th place, followed by Nettleship in 5th, Pashley 6th, Agambar, Duncan, Cresswell, and a big well done to South Korea's Michael Shin, a top 10 in what I would assume is the worst conditions he has ever driven in on one of the toughest tracks in the UK. And back there, William Smith retired, Caden McQueen and Kalai Atkins. What an absolute devastating turn of events for McQueen and Atkins.
Indeed, quite the race of attrition at the front there, wasn't it?
Yep.
Sad to lose both those promotion karts. It looked like Carl Atkins was fighting his way through the pack, made up, what was it, 8-9 positions on the first 1-2 laps? Something ridiculous.
He was, and I'm going to steal this from O Management, he was absolutely tuning it up towards the front.
He was, and he's sadly out of the race. Then all of it was put onto Caden McQueen, and then a few laps later, Caden McQueen's out of the race.
Yes.
Can't believe it. Cock Promotions are going to be so frustrated with that, but sometimes, as you said earlier, that's just how karting goes.
That is motorsport. A very wise man once told me that motorsport is 10% joy, 90% heartbreak. and if you can't handle that ratio, you're in the wrong game. So, Anthony Jordan is about to speak to a very happy Gus Lawrence down in the pits. Take it away, Anthony.
Thank you, Henry. Yes, down here in, well, Parc Ferme, Winner's Circle, Scrutineering, whatever you want to call it. But Gus Lawrence, what a dominant performance on that one. Challenging conditions, but you certainly proved your worth out there.
Yeah, so it was my first time driving in the rain at this track, so I was a bit worried going into it, because I know some of the other drivers have obviously done a few laps before. So I had the first few laps, I was learning as I was going. Even the rolling up lap I was learning. So, yeah, I enjoyed it. It's a lovely track to drive, and I'm glad we won every event this weekend, so good championship points.
Yeah, solid race weekend, and yeah, when it rains in Wales, it certainly does rain. It brings it all, doesn't it? But, you know, like you say, challenging conditions all the way out there, but the track itself, you're saying you like it. There are some difficult spots out there, though. Physically, how are you feeling after this weekend?
Yeah, quite knackered. It's definitely one of the most challenging tracks to drive in terms of fitness level, and I drive quite a lot, and you have to make sure you eat well before you throughout the day to keep your body maintained. But yeah, it's definitely it's different to what we've raced previous, like PFI, totally different type of track. So it's great to have the variation. I really enjoy it.
No, brilliant. Well, congratulations, P1. Solid result. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Excellent stuff. There's Gus Lawrence. Now the question starts: who was P2 and 3? That's all right. You just walk through the shop. Mr. Nettleship, you walk through the shop. Fine. Yeah, no, it's fine. You walk through the shop as well. Absolutely fine. Right, now, who is P2? Because nose cone penalties came in thick and fast there. I think there was one for Marcus Littlewood, and I think there was also one for Burgoyne Jr., and I think Sam Shaw's actually finished in second. Am I right in saying that? I don't know. Sam Shaw, who's right here. Sam, take a stand over here for us, please. On this side, on this side, on this side. So you've so it's confirmed, yeah, that you've come in second place in that one after finishing P4 on track. Nose cones have come to your saviour there.
Yeah, I think that Harry had a 5-second for an incident track, and then Marcus had a 5-second, had a nose cone penalty. So yeah, I take P2. I don't think really had the pace in that one, but damage limitation result. So.
Yeah. You got away with it, though, like we were talking about with Gus there. Very challenging conditions here, and certainly not the best racing weather that we've had so far this year, but certainly you've got away with it. How much of a challenge was it out there to maintain control?
Yeah, it was really difficult out there. it was a lot more slippery than I think, because this track's got quite a lot of grip on it, so I thought it would be quite grippy out there, but it didn't turn out that way. So.
You get away with a P2 though, so congratulations, and we'll see you on the podium a bit later on.
Thank you. Cheers.
And stuff there, Sam Shaw. Then we do have Burgoyne Jr. If we could get Harry over. Harry, come on over for us, mate. Take a stand just here. Let's talk about that second out on track. What's your take on what happened out there?
Well, it was very difficult with the wet, and the track's been very slippy because of all the rubber that's went down this weekend, so it was a difficult condition to drive in.
Yeah, like you say, it's definitely not the best race weekend in terms of conditions that we've had, but like you say, going into the rest of the season, are you still feeling like you're prepared, the team knows what they're doing, and you're still confident that you can get away with the rest of the season?
Yeah, I'm still confident that I can get higher up in the championship and get more podiums and wins. So the team have done an excellent job this weekend, so it's been a good weekend.
It's what you need. Next round coming up relatively soon. Are you feeling like you're ready for it as well?
Yeah, I'm always ready for it.
Awesome stuff. Well, mate, Harry Burgoyne Jr., second on track, but finishing P3 at the end of that one after penalties, unfortunately. Well done, though. You get away with a podium.
Thank you.
Excellent stuff there. Our top three, brilliant racing results that they've had across the entire of the weekend, but we move our attention on to the next race, the next final. It's coming up in just a moment's time.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get things underway with the podium presentation for Event 3 of the 2023 Wera Tools Motorsport UK British Karting Championship. And we're going to start proceedings with Senior X30. 17 drivers in the field, 17 very, very talented drivers in the field, and finishing in third place for the Mick Barrett Racing Team. He extends his record podium finishing run to 17 podiums. It's Harry Burgoyne Jr. Harry has got more podiums in the British Championship than any other driver across 3 or 4 separate classes, and he finishes third in Senior X30. Well, he gets his official photograph taken. We'll move on with the second place driver, and finishing in second. He's been a multiple race winner. It's his first podium of the season, though, for Premium Karting, Sam Shaw. Now on to the race winner. Prior to the final round of last season, he had had a 3-year victory drought. He's now won the last 3 Senior X30 finals in succession. Sadly, his mechanic has had to go, so he'll give his winner's mechanic to Pod, I'm sure. But representing PF International Karting, it's the reigning and defending British champion, Gus Lawrence.
Well done, Guzzy.
3 in a row? So there is your Senior X30 podium. Gus Lawrence, mechanic Stephen Lamian, Pod has gone a little bit earlier. Second place, Sam Shaw. Third place, Harry Burgoyne Jr. Congratulations, Senior X30.